guys, welcome to TonCast Episode 8. Wow, this is a pretty impromptu episode. I'm here with my cousin right now, Nikki Amistoso, or aka Nike, aka Amistosino. So she is my very close cousin when I was young, and I'm still young. We're still young, but it's just like right now. The reason why I'm calling her is because I am trying to get in. I don't know if I'm considered a gamer, but I am trying to get to that scene, the Twitch scene. I'm sure people heard what Twitch is. Nikki will probably explain it more, what Twitch is all about. So, anyways, basically, I'm trying to figure out as a new streamer, what should I do? Like, are there any tips to it, right? So Nikki, can you please explain to us what Twitch is? I don't even know how to explain it properly. Go ahead, take the floor.
Okay. So Twitch basically is like it started as a gaming community where people
Right.
just stream their games, right?
Yeah.
Where people can just do playthroughs and just interact with other gamers as well from around the world. But the interesting about it, it's grown into a community that is beyond gaming. So there are people who are already sharing more than just like their playthroughs on Twitch. Like some people are using it to build a cooking community, a well, of course, the gaming community is still very much present, but there are even people who are creating travel streams, especially now during the pandemic. Like nobody can go out, right?
Right.
So so they so one of the streamers that I encountered, they do like a weekly stream walking around Tokyo
Yeah.
on
Ooh.
live and using Twitch. And Twitch is a really great way to interact on a real time basis with a community that resonates or um, loves your content. So
Right. So
I am fairly, yeah.
it's not just gaming, like from what I'm
No, it's
hearing
not
from you.
just gaming. So that is something I recently learned because I'm also a fairly new Twitch user. I'm a fairly new Twitch streamer. I've started about more a little bit more than a month ago, and to be honest, it was something that really sort of blew my mind. I never expected that the Twitch community would be very supportive, and it's a totally different scene compared to the usual social media platforms we use. So yeah.
Right. So like, because right now I'm trying to figure out the difference between Twitch and YouTube, because it's like,
Okay.
because like from my understanding, I think Twitch is more of a live broadcast that will later become saved as a normal video. Unlike YouTube, I don't know if it has um that feature. I think it has
Mm,
live. Does it?
yes, they do have live, but Twitch is really more dedicated originally for gamers. YouTube is more like a variety of content, right? But
Right.
nowadays, even in Twitch, you find all sorts of random content, but it's still mainly for games. But it's a very interesting way to connect with people nowadays, especially since we're all limited to online um
Yeah, like
interaction. Yeah.
interactions, especially because of the pandemic. And I think it's just the
Mhm.
generation right now. The
Yeah.
screen time is just there. And I guess,
Mhm.
I mean, I remember us talking before I actually videoed this. You mentioned that I mean, I know you can earn in YouTube, but I feel like the way you're saying it to me a while ago, it seems easier to earn in Twitch.
Mm,
How's that
I
like?
I'll be honest, I don't know how it's like to earn in YouTube, but
Hmm.
in Twitch, um yes, you can monetize your content eventually. But it's interesting because like I was saying, the community is very supportive. So even in asking for donations and tips
Right.
early on, there are some people like if they just love their content and they're just feeling generous, they would actually go as far as like donating a PS4 to you, or
Wow.
just give you some money to start off in building a better rig for you, or even just as simple as buying you coffee or tea.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's mainly what the tips and donations are used for. But over time, like I mentioned to you off stream,
Right.
um you can grow to become an affiliate and
Okay.
eventually a partner. But right now, like in my case, I'm still working to get an affiliate status. And when you're an affiliate status, you can have people actually subscribe to your channel and every
Right.
subscription, I suppose you earn from that, and it goes directly to your PayPal. So it's interesting because you're just sharing what you love to the world, and at the same time, if people like it, you're earning from it. And
Right.
you're not forcing anyone, right? So it's just you being you on the internet, and um, sharing it with people who resonate with you. So that's the beauty that I see in venturing into the Twitch world. It's something that I never expected, because I was also hesitant to do streaming before.
Right.
But now that I've tried it, I've met a lot of I've met a lot of wonderful people from around the world, and it's funny because I find myself being more immersed in Twitch nowadays more than the regular social media platforms that we use. And this
Right.
is with people who I've never really met,
Mm-hmm.
but for some reason, like because we like the same interests, like games or art, for example, there's this genuine supportive culture of
Right.
sharing. Yeah.
That's
So
nice.
yeah,
That's
which
nice.
is a very nice thing to have right now, especially that everybody is just online, just trying to get through this pandemic. Yeah.
That's good because just so you know, like I remember hearing it from my friends who play games, especially gun games and stuff like that. I think
Mm,
this game was called Call of Duty Warfare or something, Warzone,
mm,
Warzone, and they kept on saying stuff about people being toxic online. Are you telling me in Twitch, or maybe in your experience, maybe there are also toxic people on in Twitch? I don't know, but in your experience, you're not really having that toxic
um, it's funny because I encountered a toxic player
a
the
player.
other day,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't encountered any toxic viewers. I'm sure there are.
Mm-hmm.
Like no place in the internet is perfect,
Right.
but um, the thing is, if you know how to network yourself, especially through Discord, there are a lot of communities that are growing in Discord that are very supportive to Twitch streamers. If you just play your cards right, you would probably end up with the right people. And of course, you cannot avoid having trolls every now and then, which fortunately I haven't experienced myself.
Right.
But yeah, generally speaking, it's a very beautiful community to be
That's
in
good.
right now. So yeah.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I'm very happy for you, and I can't wait to get into that zone. I mean, like I said, like I told you. By the way, just to let people know, it was just I think it was just literally this morning. I was talking to my cousin. I was saying, Nikki, yeah, Nikki was trying to promote her Twitch account to me, which I will probably
Yeah.
link it later to you guys. But wow, feeling my followers. But anyways, yeah, but like she
Okay
was
lang yan. Ako rin feeling.
but whatever, it's all fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to her regarding like, hey, oh, that's pretty cool. You have a Twitch account, and she was telling me like, hey, Anton, I think you should do a Twitch. You should do Twitch. She sees
Yeah.
me in it and stuff, and I was like, I don't know if it was the coffee. That's why I'm telling you, it's a bit of impulse. But then, so I have a camera and I have a mic that's coming, and I'm actually gonna try. I'm gonna try it. So I've been playing around a while ago with my PlayStation, playing Final Fantasy and Fortnite, just trying to see how stream would
Mm.
be like. And it's pretty interesting. But I think in my case, I'm trying to figure it out, especially before we dive into how to start the Twitch account or whatever. I think it's like, as a Twitch streamer, are you expected to talk all the time when you're playing the game? Because like when I was playing the game, there was a time I was like, I forgot to even talk. I was just playing the game, and I realized, man, I think I'm supposed to entertain my viewers as well. So how do you do that? Are you supposed to
Um.
talk the whole time?
Well, okay. First off, just
Mm,
so that everybody know, I
mm.
am a socially awkward person. Like I mean, I would talk to people normally, but then um yeah, socially awkward in a sense that sometimes uh I get lost in translation, or sometimes like I don't know what to say, like especially to people who are I've just met, right?
Yeah.
So um actually I don't really talk all the time
Okay.
in Twitch, like especially when I'm super focused on the game. But it's important that you do engage with your viewers because, you have to keep them there. You have to keep them entertained, and the only way is to interact with them as well. You don't have to like bug them all the time. Like in real life, you don't bug someone all the time, right? So,
Right.
some of them, sometimes some of them, they we call it lurking. So
Okay.
some people they would just lurk in your stream. So that means like they're just hanging out in the background. They're doing
Okay.
other things, but they're in your stream. So
Understood.
yeah, so sometimes there are people who just lurk, and that's totally fine. And what's important is as long as you create a connection with them, and then you just you talk to them every once in a while. You don't just like the whole time in the game na.
Right.
No, 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 right? Um, at least like acknowledge them. Like when you, of course, when you start your stream, treat it like you're doing an actual show, right? So you introduce yourself, especially when newcomers come in. You know, like meeting new people. You just
Right.
give a quick introduction about yourself, and then ask them like where are they from, if they play the same game you do, or
Right.
just feel free to hang out, chill in the and talk in the chat box, and then every once in a while just uh check the chat box again and then answer the questions or even interact ask questions. So you don't necessarily have to talk all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like talking is a very important aspect in streaming. So
I
yeah.
agree because you're it's like okay, not that I've ever tried it. It's like for example, you're
Mm.
in Instagram and you went live and it's just there. It's like you try to talk to your fans or whatever and
Mm-hmm.
trying to engage because of course if you I mean how I'm trying to see it now is sure it's how you play the game, it's how exciting you are in the game as well, and the way
Mm-hmm.
you engage with your viewers. If it's
Yeah.
good because you're the brand, if you're a good brand like you're showing it, people will just keep staying like loyalty
Yeah.
eventually. I understand. Okay, cool. Okay, not
You
all the
have to
time.
find something for them to look forward to hanging out on your streams, because in the end of the day, if you don't interact with them, or it's like they feel like they're just talking to a wall or something. But again, it also depends on the content you're streaming. So for example, if you're like some zen kind of stream where you just live streaming a waterfall or whatever and then just have music in the background, then fine, you don't really talk to people, right?
Right,
But
yeah.
if you're in the case of video game streaming, there are some people though who, like, if you're really gonna do a quick playthrough, they don't really talk. Like, it's just for people who just want to watch and see what the ending of the game is or whatever.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Yeah,
So
but normally, like, based on my experience, people would just go to YouTube for that.
right,
But
right.
if you want to interact with people, live streamers and whatnot, you go to Twitch. So yeah.
Understood. Okay. Got it. So it depends on your identity.
I'm just gonna make it clear. I'm not saying like my word. Don't treat it as like God's word or anything, because I'm also new in this thing. I'm learning, and this
Okay.
is just based on my personal experience and opinion as a new streamer. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and this is exactly what this episode's about. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Nikki is new at it, and I'm getting her perspective as a new streamer, and it looks like she's enjoying
Mm-hmm.
herself, right? So,
Yes. Yes.
uh, I mean, all right. So just to get down to business, man, that was a long ass introduction, but it's okay. It's good because I just want the flow, and it's flowing just the way I want it. I guess for us to know how to get started, maybe you just tell us how you got started. And I think that would probably be our guideline already. Like how you got to the account, what mics you got, blah, blah, blah. I mean, can you give us like, how did you get started? Yeah.
Okay. So how did I get started? Actually, it was a friend of mine who also pushed me,
Okay.
similar with you,
Right.
to give it a try, because I spent a lot of time gaming during the pandemic, and he said, "Why don't you stream on Twitch?" And then it was something that I was hesitant about, because I'm not really, like I said, I'm socially awkward in a way. And he said,
Mm-hmm.
"It's fine. You just connect, whatever. If like people watch, people watch. If not, you're just doing it for fun. You're just sharing, right?" So
Right.
eventually, I decided to give it a try, and he introduced me into a lot of other streamers on through Discord. And yeah, I just started creating a Twitch account, and then I had to learn the ropes. Like, how am I going to stream from my console? How am I going to stream? because I'm using consoles. I'm not using a PC,
Hmm.
and so I had to learn how how to broadcast, how to create a show online on my own,
Right.
and
By the way, sorry,
yeah,
just to give you to pause for people who don't know what Discord is.
yeah,
It's a chatting site, right? For gamers or something, right? Something like
yeah.
that. Okay, so
It's like a messenger for gamers, but now it's not just for gamers. Like everybody's sort
everyone's
of
has them. It's starting to
everyone.
become like a normal chatting device app already at one point, yeah.
Yeah, but it
And
started as
for gaming.
for gaming. Yeah.
All right, sorry,
So
continue.
so
Continue.
anyway, so I had to learn from ground up how to stream, and I did ask a couple of my friends who already stream, and they told me that I needed to get a capture card, I needed to get a better mic, I need to get a better camera if I wanted to show my face. Oh, by the way, I don't really show my face on Twitch only
Mm-hmm.
because I am not confident with my face. So
Oh,
yeah.
Nikki, I think you're one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. What?
Oh!
What? What's up?
Hindi,
Okay.
joke lang.
Anyway, well,
Bigyan kita ng
continue.
piso pagkatapos nito. Hindi,
Thank
joke
you,
lang.
thank you.
Anyway,
And then,
so,
mm,
but what's important is, it's actually what's really important in Twitch is one, your video card,
yeah,
your video capture card,
okay,
and two, it's the mic. So, everybody who I've streamed with before or I've asked about streaming always told me that to keep viewers engaged, you need a really good mic because they need to hear you
right,
more than see you.
right,
Because
right.
at the end of the day, they're watching what you're streaming
Mm, mm,
and listening to you versus they're watching you.
yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean.
totally.
Unless your stream is like a just chatting kind of stream, or
Right,
something else. Yeah.
right.
But in the case of gaming, actually in the case of live streaming in general, it's important to be clear in your
Yeah.
video. So getting a mic is a really good must. So there, I started investing on these things like a video capture card. Um, Let me just show you really quick what mine looks like.
Sure. Yeah, because I'm actually
So,
curious what a video capture card is. I don't even know what it is.
okay,
Is that a
well,
camera?
no, it's a device. So it looks like this. Wait, it's kind of dusty.
No worries. Okay, okay.
So it's a device that you use so that when you play
Mm-hmm.
from, like, for example, I'm playing with my Switch, it connects the actual game
Right.
to your computer, so I
Okay.
can see what's happening in the computer. So I'll give you a really quick and then that's where the OBS comes in. So an OBS is an open broadcast system.
Okay.
Okay, so, or service. So I personally use Streamlabs. That's the name of my OBS, and I'll show you how it works and why it's important to have one as a uh,
Okay.
Twitch streamer.
Sure.
So
Sure.
let me just give you a quick intro on how this thing works. I'm just turning on a. All
Right.
right, so Streamlabs. So here we go. So do you see my screen?
Yes, I do see your screen.
All right, so this is basically what the OBS looks like. So you have in the left side your scenes, in the center it's your sources, and the mixer on the
The right
right.
side. Mm-hmm.
So basically, how this works is when you start a stream, you obviously, just like when you're watching TV, you notice that they always, you're aren't you curious how they're changing the camera angle, changing the, like, adding all sorts of pop-ups in the screen and whatnot. So
Right.
this is where you have them made. So in this case, whenever I start a stream, I always start with this, which is a, it's like a stream will start in a few, and then I have like a bit of music in the background while waiting for me to set up my stream.
Right. I
So
actually
there you
saw
go.
that. I did see that when I was in your page.
Yeah, so this is basically what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And then when my stream is about to start, I switch to live. So the live would look something like this. Hang on, let me just turn on my switch so that you have an idea what it looks like when it's on.
Okay.
Wait, yo, why are you not turning on?
By the way, just to let you guys know, the games that Nikki plays are usually a game called Dead by Daylight and
Yeah, well, that's
Monster Hunter,
most
stuff like
recently
that.
it's just Dead by Daylight.
Right.
So here we go. So once I switch to live,
Okay.
hang on.
Live.
All right. So this is what it looks like
Right.
when I switch to live, and then when I connect the capture card in, this is what's gonna appear. Hang on.
Oh, it's gonna show the Switch, the game.
Basically, it will show you the switch, but for some reason, it's not showing.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to show you the game, like what you're playing,
Hmm?
and then it's supposed to show
Yeah.
you
It
what you're playing.
basically you're going to see the screen of the switch in the offline part.
Yeah.
Well, unlike right now, I don't know why it's not showing, but
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But
yeah.
then like, okay, I understand. So that's why
Oh,
you
there we
need
go. There we go.
I
So
see it now. Yeah.
yeah. So basically, it's like a real time. As I move,
Ah,
you
I
can see it.
see.
Yeah. And then when I play, yeah, everybody. This is what exactly a video capture card does. It captures what I'm doing on my console. So this
Right.
could work with a PS4, with a Switch, or any other console you might be using.
I
So there.
see.
So
Okay. Compared to like my PS5, when I share my screen, it's literally just the whole thing. It doesn't have this amistosino. It doesn't have branding like
yeah.
what you have.
So
It
this
doesn't
is
have that.
where the branding comes in
Right.
when you start using an OBS, because you can create, you can customize, you can, do all sorts of stuff with your screen. So this is basically what it looks like. The sources, this is where I put in all the, like, where am I going to put this image, where am I going to, like, example, this is my
Oh,
webcam. Yeah,
okay.
so you can like move it around and whatnot. So basically, this thing that you are seeing right now is a preview of how it will look like when I'm streaming.
Understood.
So
I guess
yeah,
my question is, where do we get this OBS? Do we just Google it? Okay, Streamlabs OBS, and then
yes,
it's gonna step by
actually,
step tell you what to do and how to connect that to Twitch, right? It'll probably give you step
yes,
by step.
yes, yes. It will do everything for you. So, um, once you get your OBS, you set it up, and then you create your own scenes. You customize it however you like. Just so you know, I made these, like, I used Photoshop to make it, but then there are stream overlays that you can download online if you don't want to make it from scratch. So you
Right,
could make your own from scratch or whatever, and then you should have like different scenes. So there's the starting scene, there's the main live scene, which is this one.
right.
Then there's a be right back, which I'm still working on. So be right back scene is basically like you have to take a phone call. You gotta go to
Right.
a CR or something,
Yeah. Hey, no,
in the
but
middle of the.
this is good. You created these things on your own, like because you can make it on your own, right?
Yeah. So you
Right.
can design how you want your stream to look like.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, when you're about to end your stream, we also have an ending. So it looks like this as well. So
That's
it
pretty
does
cool.
everything for you basically. So every time you go online through the OBS. You don't log
OBS.
into Twitch or anything. So basically, you just press here. It says go live. So I'll just show you what it looks like when you go live.
Okay.
So there. So when you're about to go live, it's going to ask you a couple of questions. It's like, for example, where will you be streaming? So in my case, I'll be streaming to Twitch. So it's here. It's written here.
I
Of
see.
course, if you decide to upgrade your OBS to Prime,
Right.
there's always a free, and then there's always a with bayad, with payment.
Yeah. With payment.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you can add other streaming platforms like Facebook Live, YouTube Live, whatever,
Right.
and then here basically it's just gonna ask you what the title of your stream is, what are you playing, tags so that people can find you easily, and then basically once you press this button, you're live. So
Understood. Okay, so it's just like so my PlayStation does that. My PS5, when I play my games,
mhm.
when I click the go live, it also asks me where I'm gonna put it live.
Mhm.
So it's like my PS5 is my OBS, except it doesn't
I
do
think,
any.
yeah, like it's direct already. You don't need an OBS to
Yeah,
stream. But the benefit of having one is that you can do all these customizations with your channel.
yeah. I think it's the branding. I think like if you want to be the way, for example, in your case, Mr. Sino, you have a certain identity.
Mm-hmm.
You have a brand identity that you're trying to bring out. it's through this. Like if I'm doing it my way, there's not much brand identity that I'm going out. It's very vanilla. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yeah, this is very helpful, especially for new streamers. Maybe they would want to do this. So you can try going to Streamlab, right? I'll put in the
Yeah,
link
I'm
as well.
using Streamlabs, but there are other OBS that you can explore.
Right.
I believe when you start a Twitch account, it will ask you about it. I know
Okay.
Twitch has their own OBS system,
Okay.
and you can also use third party like Streamlabs that I'm using.
Uh,
I'm not so familiar with the others,
right.
but Streamlabs was what was recommended to me a lot, especially since it's very user friendly, especially for people who are new and not really super techy.
Right.
It's a lot easier to understand. So give it a try, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of good information. Actually, I'll look at it. I guess right now, what people might be concerned about or interested in, because we mentioned it a while ago, is the mic. I'm looking at your mic right now. It looks really sick. I want to know, whoa, what you look like a professional podcaster. Like I don't have that here. I need a mic. I'm using my headphones. So I
Yeah.
just feel like can you give us a rundown on what's the specs of that? I mean, if you know, it doesn't have to be like deeply what it is. Just like you mentioned it to me a while ago. Can you just say
Okay.
it again? Yeah.
Basically, like I mentioned, it's important to have a really good mic when you're going to live stream. Hang on, let me just turn off the switch. All right.
Right.
So, um, the mic that I invested on is a HyperX Solocast USB microphone. So basically, it's a condenser mic. So when
Mm-hmm.
you say condenser mic, normally it condenses the sound,
Right.
and at the same time, um, it picks up the sound from a certain direction. So
Okay.
in this case, it's facing me. So it's hearing all the sounds here, and the sounds from around it gets muffled out.
Understood.
Not necessarily that you don't hear them, but it just places more focus on your voice, which is more important because you want to be heard.
Right.
Right now, what I'm showing you is basically this is my setup. I have a boom arm,
Mm-hmm.
and then a pop filter. So a pop filter basically it just makes your voice a lot more crisper. Like you don't hear the like those
Understood.
stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Um, just makes it a cleaner output.
Right. Right.
And then this one in the center, this one is called a shock mount. So the shock mount, just so that in case that the arm moves or whatever, it keeps the mic intact. So less movement on the microphone, less chances of hearing unwanted sounds, right?
Right. Right.
So yeah, I believe
Okay.
Anton bought the
Got it
high
again.
end version of this one, which is the quadcast.
Impulse.
So
That was an
yeah.
impulse buy. Hey, I
No,
did my
but it's
research,
it's
but yeah,
it,
I heard
it's
it's
going
good.
to be a good investment, especially if you're into like this, like podcasting or whatever, because you can use it even not just for Twitch. You can use it for your meetings or your future podcasts.
Right.
If you want to get into Spotify or whatever, even like
Yeah.
just regular voice calls with people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. Which, by the way, I am on Spotify, so check me out there. Anyways, but
yeah.
no, but that's makes sense. Yeah, like it was an impulse
Mm.
buy, but I did my research. I heard it's good, so
Mm.
I, you
So
know,
another benefit of having a good microphone is,
mm,
for example, you're basically drowning the noise out. So for some gamers, they're particularly, they don't want the keyboard to be heard, for example. So
yeah,
getting a mic that will drown out that sound and just focuses on the voice. Yeah.
that
So
is true.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So
because
little things like that.
I was playing a while ago, and I was using the mic of the controller of the PS5,
Mm.
and when I was listening to the playback, I could hear me doing like the controller sounds. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, okay, okay,
Some
makes sense.
people they don't like that sound.
I don't like that
Like
sound.
it
Okay,
bothers them because it distracts them from hearing the player.
right.
So that's why it's important to get a mic. Actually, when I started in Twitch, I didn't
Mm.
have a mic. I was using regular headphones.
Yeah, like this, like me.
Yeah.
Mm.
And most of the time the feedback I got from my viewers was I can't hear you,
There you go.
or yun. So um like there's nothing wrong with using your regular microphone, but there's like remember that when you are streaming, your voice is not the only thing they're going to be hearing. They're going to be hearing the sound of your game. You're going to be hearing other things, you know.
Yeah.
So it's really important to place focus on your microphone. Oh, by the way, before I forget, in Twitch, they're very, 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 very stringent about using copyrighted music
Okay.
sounds.
Okay.
So even when you're playing a game, for example, there is a like a theme song or whatever from Square Enix or whatever. Some people they actually put the game on mute because they don't want to
Really?
get copyrighted. Yeah,
I did
because
not know that. Okay.
yeah. Um I've never personally experienced that yet, but I've encountered streams where people actually mute some parts of the game. I think mostly in the ending part of the game. Or some people they leave the entire game on mute and then they just play like lo-fi music or whatever in the background. So it really depends on the player how they want to stream. But yes, it's important to read the DMCA rules. So it's there in Twitch, because if you don't comply to the rules, it can also result into a permanent ban from Twitch. So you lose your account, everything else.
Okay. So like, oh man, that sucks. But it makes sense. But
It
yeah.
makes sense, but I'm not saying that you cannot stream your sounds, because to be honest, like I've never muted my games, but I guess it applies to some games with like iconic music. For example, Kingdom Hearts Simple and Clean, it also belongs the rights belong to another artist or whatever, right? So
No, that's true.
um
Because like when you play GTA, Grand Theft Auto, and then you play the music in the car, the music there, like Grand Theft Auto 5, they actually play real music. You're gonna hear music that's real. So I would think if that's being played and recorded, that might be a problem. Maybe.
um yeah, but to be honest, like I said, don't treat my word as the word of God in
Right.
this thing.
Right.
It's
Right.
just a personal opinion. I have friends who are like, for example, someone is playing Saints Row 3
Yeah.
and it also has that radio component. They didn't mute their game and it was fine. So I think it really depends, but to be safe than sorry, best to really use games that use real music, or
Right.
yeah.
Or research in it. Or mute
Yeah,
yourself.
research is like ideal.
Key. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Wow. All
Oh,
right.
by the way, since you also like singing, Anton, there's some people who do jams online. There's some
Ah.
people who do karaoke sections
Ah. That
in Twitch.
wow, that'd be
So
interesting. That'd be
yeah,
interesting to
so
see.
I have like this friend, like when he gets frustrated in his game, he switches his scene to a song time scene, and then he just gets his guitar and starts playing. So it's interesting. And then sometimes he invites another streamer to come in his Discord, and then they jam together in the same uh
How do I
session.
connect my Discord to okay, so for example, maybe if I'm doing that karaoke thing, if I do decide to do it, which is not a bad idea, my Discord will be in my Mac anyways. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just going to be it's already here. Okay, understood. Because like, yeah, okay. Understood. The Discord is just
I'm
nice.
not familiar because I with your PS5. Is
Right.
there can you download it from there or whatever? I don't
I
know.
don't think so, but
Mm.
I will research on that. If anyone
Yeah.
knows, let me know. But I will research on that just to figure it out. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But because what I'm doing is like I'm not, because I'm using a video capture card, so I'm not getting. I have an option in the OBS that allows me to play the outputs of my laptop, and that is where my Discord is. So
Oh,
when I'm
understood,
playing with
understood.
someone and I want them to be heard when I'm playing or when I'm streaming, they're automatically heard because I have that feature in my OBS that allows the audio output from the laptop as well. So yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Wow. So interesting. So that's really good to know. Like for me, I'm
Hmm.
excited to get my mic and try to play around with it and my
Yes.
camera. So it's a camera, the OBS, a mic. Those three, I would say, like very like not like
Important. Yeah.
important. Like
To get started.
the OBS maybe I would say the OBS it's because like me, I don't know if I'm gonna be using it, but I feel like if you had it, it's an advantage, especially if you want to get yourself have that brand identity brought out. Wow, marketing.
Mm, I've
But yeah,
like the OBS it helps a lot in my end because
right.
it also tells me how my stream is performing. Like, is it hanging? Is it dropping frames or whatever? So I know
Mm,
what's going on, and if there's a technical issue, I can address it right away.
right. It's like your
It's
dashboard.
yeah, it's like your dashboard. It's like easier to change scenes. It makes your stream more dynamic, more fun, more catchy, more attentive. And plus, when you're on live, you will see your scene, and then on
Mhm.
the side you're going to see the chat box of your Twitch. So from your OBS itself, you can already interact with people. So you don't have to
Mm,
open Twitch separately, and then you have your OBS open separately. No, it's one in the same. So everything you need to just make a great show is in your OBS. So I feel like it is needed.
mhm.
Um, but like if you can stream directly from your PS5, of course, that's a convenience in itself. But if
Right.
you want to explore more and do more in Twitch, I really suggest that getting into an
OBS.
OBS is important. Yeah.
Right. Sweet. So sweet as that's pretty very, very helpful. It's an OBS, a mic, and a camera. Those are what you need to get in the streaming game. So yeah, thank you so much, Nikki, for giving me this information. I'm
Sure,
I'm
sure.
excited. I'm really excited to get it going.
Yeah.
I actually want to play a few games to come up to show. I'm planning of I'm afraid of Resident Evil, especially the new ones. Resident
Oh,
Evil
but
7 and 8. I don't
playing
know.
horror on Twitch gets you a lot of viewers, actually.
And that
Bec-
is my plan. Like I'm going to go and do it. And I'm afraid. And
Go.
I'm scared. Like honestly, with my PlayStation, I had the Resident Evil 7 at the start because when you subscribe to PSN,
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus, you get that free game. I tried it. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, Nikki, I think I didn't even get past like
The
10
house.
minutes 10
The
minutes or
house.
15. I was in the house. I mean,
Okay.
I entered the house, but after that, I was like, oh, it's over. Because what I don't like from it is that it's first person view and you're playing. I'm in
Okay.
my headset. So, like, I don't know if there's something on my right or my left,
Hmm.
Unlike the classic Resident Evil games, it's a third person. So, there's a zombie like right there, but it's first person. So, I'm afraid, like, when I turn around my screen,
Something's gonna come out.
someone's
Yeah.
just gonna come out. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's gonna be interesting in my end, especially I'm alone here. But yeah, so thank
Yeah.
you
Good.
again. Thanks again, Nikki. I really appreciate it. I know this was very like impromptu, but hey, look, I asked you all these questions and you got it right away. You know your stuff, man.
I
and
I
then
think I know my stuff, but I just last word before I end. Getting supporters in Twitch is a two-way street. So if someone comes in and supports you and follows you, be sure to do the same for him.
100%.
Um, yeah, I mean, follow him as well or her, and when they stream, go on and interact with them, and that's how you really keep your connections because, in the end of the day, it's all about supporting one another in Twitch. So yeah.
100%. Let's do that. I agree with that 100%. And
Hmm.
it's about helping the community, helping each other. Everyone's just
Yeah.
doing their thing. Just
Yeah.
get on board.
Basically, you're
Yeah.
just supporting everybody doing what they love.
Yeah,
You
no
know.
matter what it is. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I agree. So thank you again. I appreciate it. Again, this podcast episode is trying to get the perspective of somebody who's new to it as well. So Nikki, thank you for giving me that perspective, and I really appreciate it. I'm so excited to play, and I hope everyone else is excited to play.
Oh
And
yeah.
if you need more information, I'll put it in those links. And thank you again. So this is TonCast episode 8. Wow, I'm gonna roll.
Nice.
All right, have a great day, guys. See
See
ya.
ya.